go. Perfect. Don't swear, please, Bailey. Awesome. And then when you're done, Pumpkin, can you run and get me a charger? And then that way, I think the YouTube camera is the one that needs the charger. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey now, hey there, ho there. What's happening? So we've got a ginormous canvas today, and you can always find my paintings for sale on paintwithjosh.etsy.com. That's my store site. It's fantastic over there. You can see what I'm doing is I've covered the whole canvas in black gesso. Liquitex black gesso, right? Look like that. Covered the entire black section in there. Added my trees, all with this acrylic paint. It dries very, very, very fast. And then we took our Bob Ross liquid clear, it's just like this. Covered the black section, and then took our liquid white and covered the white section. And I even dragged a little bit of it through just so you could see how the white will streak over that black. We don't want to take too much of our dark section and get it really bright, but just so you can tell the canvas is wet. We got our white there, and then we've got our clear here. You can't really see the clear, but it is there, it is wet. And Bailey's working on our brand new addition to the studio. What is that thing, Bailey?
Spin wheel.
It's a spinny wheel, like a spinning giveaway wheel. So, I made a decision, and we've got this spinny wheel for one purpose, and I decided I would use it for something else, which is what usually happens. And so, if the paintings, from now on, if the paintings get purchased during the show, then you get a chance at the free spinny wheel, and whatever it lands on, you get something for free, like a t-shirt or a hat or a canvas print or a hoodie or a backpack, something, or even Bailey's Choice, right? You got one that's on Bailey's Choice. So then Bailey will be able to choose whatever it is for you. And you put choice, C-O-C-H-O-I-C-E. It's okay, I-C-E. You got it. You got it. You got it.
I just started.
You got it. It's fine. I-C-E, like ice. Choice. Right? So, giving away something. If the painting gets purchased to the buyer, we do the little spinny wheel, and they'll be able to get something for free just for purchasing the painting tonight. So, we're going to have a lot of fun. Let's get to it and start throwing some colors on there. You all done?
No.
We'll fix that thing. There we go. We'll start throwing some colors on there, and then I was thinking sunset, but Bailey said blue sky, so I think we're going to have to go with the blue sky for this one, which means I need to get out a little bit more paint because I'm never prepared enough. So, tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? And then we'll get going and throw some color on this canvas. I like to show you guys every single step that we do for all these videos, so you can paint the exact same thing. Start the video over as soon as we get done. Paint the exact same thing, C-E, and then you can go show it off to all your family and friends and just have a fantastic time. Give it away for Christmas presents, all sorts of stuff. Speaking of Christmas presents and Black Friday, I'm going to have loads of deals in my Etsy store. It's 50% off right now. So if you want to get a wicked awesome deal before someone else takes it away, then get over to my Etsy store. Let's see. Literally getting out the last of the colors that we need, which is literally almost every single color in the Bob Ross set. Anyway, I have a little more of our white, and then we'll get painting, I swear. Just tell me where you're watching from, and what is that favorite sandwich. I've got all new lighting, if you can't tell. The lighting in here has been updated, and isn't the lighting great, B?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, it's so nice. It's like literally being on a stage. It's so nice. So nice. Where's my other blue? Aha! I found it. Okay. Well, guys, this is painting number 999, and boy, we've got loads to talk about. Our Knoxville classes are next year, March 9th through the 17th. You can book those on happytreestudio.com. We've got the grand opening of the gallery right here in Las Vegas at Meadows Mall. And that's happening on the 17th of November, and I'll be down there live painting against some other artists. It's going to be really cool, a lot of fun. So, let's take a little of our phthalo blue, because Bailey said a blue sky, so let's drop that sucker on. And look at just how the paint kind of glides across the canvas because we have that liquid white on there, right? The canvas is already wet. If it wasn't wet, it would not slide as easily. The paint doesn't like to go very far on a dry canvas. So you've got to wet the canvas down with our liquid white. It's kind of like the magic ingredient, right? If you don't have that or some sort of linseed oil, it just doesn't work as well. And then you're like, what is going on? Why doesn't this paint work? Josh must have something different. Well, I try to tell you everything that we have and everything that we use. I try to let you guys know because I don't want you to think that I'm using something different from you and that's why I'm getting a different result. You can literally do the exact same thing that I can do right here, and we're going to show you how. Just like that. 2 little colors of blue, and let's wash our brush off. Gotta have your brush nice and clean, otherwise it's not going to, you're going to have too much. You're not going to be able to spread it out enough. It's going to continue to dump and dump and dump more and more and more color, and that's not good. So you switch brushes, you dry it off, you wash it out, and you come back into the lightest part of our sky, which is just that plain white paint, right? It's just that liquid white. I haven't really touched anything else. And we crisscross back and forth like this, back and forth, and it starts to mix and blend. Right? We don't want to pull it too much into our dark area. They're supposed to be dark for a reason. We don't want to have too much paint on the canvas either. What are the 3 P's of Paint with Josh, Bailey?
Paint, pressure, and practice.
And practice. She said that faster than I thought she was going to. You actually pay attention, Bailey. Thank you for that. You are the best little helper ever. By the way, helping me get ready for the show tonight, guys. So thank you, Bailey. There we go. Boom. Right? Blending it out. Now, up here, as we're crisscrossing, we're deciding how much of the color we're trying to let blend all the way in. The more and more we do it, the more it's going to all be the same color. And so I always like having differences in color on my canvas. It's sort of my catchphrase, differences in color. And that way, no matter if you're just looking at a blue sky, there's darker places of blue, there's lighter places, there's white, there's this, there's all sorts of stuff, right? All sorts. What you doing back there, B? Ooh, I like that. Your choice is awesome. I really hope somebody buys this so we can see that what Bailey has done on the wheel and set it all up for us. So, go to paintwithjosh.etsy.com if you want to get this one. It's number 999. We're 1 away, guys. 1 away from 1,000 paintings. Wow. I don't think I'll be able to hit 1 million in my whole life. I mean, I never thought I'd be able to get to 1,000. But 1 million is a lot. Maybe we could do, I don't know, 30,000 paintings in a lifetime? Maybe.
That's a lot of paintings.
That is a lot of paintings. That's a lot of paintings, especially when you start when you're 34. I didn't start until it was late, Bailey. You gotta choose what you want to do early and get good at it while you can. Don't waste time like your old pa did. I wasted too much time not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And I sound like your grandpa homie. What do you want to do? Hey, stop wasting my markers on your skin. What are you doing, you crazy? All right, let's see where you guys are watching from. Where we got people here from. We got Daniel, he's watching. Sherry's here. Anna, Billy Simmons in the house. Knoxville was a blast, they say. Oh, wow. You can actually see, if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually see some of the wheel. Give the wheel a spin, just so that people on YouTube can see. Uh-oh. We're going to have something to give away, guys. If the painting sells, the buyer gets a free gift. Free gifts all around. All right, let's put this away. Let's grab our old trusty fan brush. Now, have you ever been doing a painting and you try to put the clouds up into the sky and they all just turn blue and they disappear instantly? It's probably because you didn't leave a little white area. You have too much blue paint on the canvas. And as you can see, with my brand new lighting, just how much paint we're actually getting into the brush. And then maybe we'll come up here and save some of that lighter area. All right, we don't have to cover the whole bit of light. Maybe save a little piece and it'll almost look like we did it on purpose, right? Almost. Just like that little soft little puffer out there is all we need. Maybe we'll take that Paint with Bram 1-inch brush. That was slick, Bailey. She made it all the way around and out without touching the cameras or being on camera.
Just like that.
You're like a little ninja. I almost didn't even see you myself. So we take our Paint with Bram 1-inch brush, and from the end of the brush, you can see how I'm holding it from here, just the end, right? I'm not way up here on the front. That's not going to allow the bristles to bend at all if we're sitting like this, doing it way up here on the front. So let's take it like that, out along the edge. Now the more that we mix it out here, the more it'll go blue, revealing our tree underneath it. Sort of pushes the cloud away and lets that tree pop right back into the front. Now, these black gesso trees are supposed to be soft and in the distance. That's why we're covering them with the paint. That's why we laid them down first and then went across them with all this extra paint, so they would look like they're further away. Right? If these were oil paint and you went to drag across it, they would smush and blend, which is why we put them on in acrylic first for a scene like this, and then we come back and as you blend over them, that's how you can get all those cool little sun rays that like shoot down into your scene, right? All from that black gesso and our lighter colored paint. That's all you gotta have. Let's take a little bit of this guy, maybe out in here. We'll pop a little further away, little cloud, a little puff over that darker blue spot that we left there specifically because when you drag it down over that blue, that darker blue is going to be the base shadow of that cloud, and it's going to help that cloud kind of stick away from the whole rest of the sky. Look at that. Amazing, right? You can come in here like this, pop in just a little poof, a little piffly poof right there, and just change what the whole cloud looks like instantly. Boom! Fantastic! 2 brushes, and you got a fantastic sky. Hey, why don't we come up here? Anytime, you guys know me, anytime I have a really awesome sky, especially on a very important painting, one I know that's just going to turn out fantastic, we always like to add a little contrail for Karen. So, let's take it out here. We'll go out there like that. Ooh, that's a big, long old guy right there. Good night. Now, we'll take our 1-inch brush. Hey, brand 1-inch brush. Still has that blue on it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Swipe it a couple times one way. Long swipe in the other direction. Flying across the sky. Keeping an eye on everybody. Fantastic. All right. Now, let's come in here. And let's get a little bit more of that blue onto our brush. Now that we've done our sky, now we've got to start wondering what our waterfall is going to look like. That's going to be dangerous. You guys ever drop off a little piece of like skinny paint? I mean, it's got the skin on it, you know what I mean? And it flips off and then you go step on it and track it through your house. I've never done that. Never done that before. I don't know what you guys are talking about, okay? We're going to come over here like this and maybe just, we're going to deposit some real thick bits of blue. And we come out to the side. Right, and we start right there. Bang. It's got a little bit of blue on there. Coming out to the edge. Then we're going to turn backwards. So there's a disconnection. We've got black. And then the blue up on either side. All right. Very straight, though. Doesn't have to be super angled. The water is never going to be angled like that. All right. You got to have it be straight. And it comes over here, gets a little lower. It comes over here, gets a little lower. Having that bit of darkness in between. It's going to help. I promise you it's going to help. Back with a bit more of our blue. All right. So we came back over to this guy. And then dropped him over the side, right? Doesn't have to be so super blue. You can take a lot of this and push it back, blend it down, right? Getting it back and away from everything. That way, whatever we light up, we get to decide what it's going to look like. All right, so we'll take a bit more, turn our waterfall much bigger. Since now I know where I want it to be, now I have to prepare for some excess mist, right? And as we prepare, I know, so I can come out here with my waterfall, but out here where this extra bit of blue is, maybe we could get some bit of our misty fog or some sort of something. Doesn't have to be all the paint on your whole brush, right? And we come back, and a whole nother little puddle over there, and then it falls down into this. Who knows, right? Can go anywhere it wants, literally. All it is some undercolor. And as soon as we start throwing our bright on top of it, this will all disappear, and you'll never even know it was there to begin with. All right? You'll never even see. I get the comment on my Facebook page, on the Reels and the TikTok videos all the time. How did you use white paint and then it turned into all these different colors? Well, you got to prepare. You got to set it up that way, right? It doesn't just happen magically. I make it look like it's magic, for sure, because I'm a magician. But it's not. You got to set up for it, right? Gotta be prepared for what your little waterfall scene is gonna look like. Maybe we come up here, we come down, we come over, we come down. Doesn't matter, just have a little paint out on the canvas, that's all. And it doesn't even have to go everywhere, you don't want it to. Just wherever we're gonna have a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of mist. And I get that question all the time. How do you set up the canvas? Well, go check out the full-length videos on YouTube, right? Go watch those YouTube videos for those full-length shots. Man, remember guys, go to paintwithjosh.etsy.com if you want to find this one. It's number 999, and it's just under 400. That is free worldwide shipping everywhere in the world. What if we had a soft little bit, just a soft little floater out there, a little bit, very far away. It's almost like we're looking at the sky as it's like this, you know what I mean? Starting to build it out towards us, because you get these very far away little guys and a little bit more detail and a lot more puff. And we're looking up above us, right? Very cool. Now, with that same brush, we can just get a little bit of white on it, and then we can start to decide what do we want our little rivery waterfall to look like. So let's say he started coming out from there. I'm just going to go back and forth, very horizontally, right? Just a little bit of water coming out. Doesn't even have to all be the same size, really, right? And say, boom, we hit a spot over here, and where we start moving back this side. Now they become longer and longer bits, bigger amounts of water as it's coming towards us, right? We're going to be able to see more, all sorts of stuff. And we're going to stop there, rotate over, and there's our first little falls. Boom, maybe it comes down, it hits a bit of mistiness. So we'll add that in there, bam. Now underneath there, leaving a dark separator, maybe we got another little puddle that comes over this way. And then perhaps falls down again, guys. Look at that! Wherever we want the water to go, we can make it go. You can either have it fall off the canvas completely, or add a little bit of water underneath there, right? But if you don't have any of that blue color laid down initially, guess what? It's not going to look like that when you go to do it. It's just not going to happen. What do I do with my drink? Hang on. Excuse me. I hate to jut across the camera like that, but I do have to get in here like this and have a sip. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Now, in order to make our water sort of look like water, we're going to start to flatten it and spread it out, taking away all the brush strokes from our fan brush. These little 1-inch brushes, they really soften things down. Right? So you get rid of all those strokes, you can make it very soft. And then however you want your water to look is how it's going to look, right? And then we're going to go back and cover over a lot of it too. You're not going to see every piece of water. We're just sort of placing out our color where we want it to be, and then we come in with our rocks and stuff very lightly over the edge. Now down here, lots of pressure. Lots of pressure. You can create all sorts of mistiness as it comes off of there. Not trying to make our two colors touch, of course. Gotta have that little dark separator that we like to call, right? It's just basically a shadow underneath our bit of white. Right? In between the two bits of white, you have that little bit of shadow. Come in here, stretch this guy a little bit further, a little bit softer. Come down, rotate over, right? Take this guy, really a lot of pressure, and just stretch him out. Lots of pressure. Bang, got a cool little scene right here. Just like that. All right, and that one's done. Let's call it a day, folks. 20-minute painting. No, I'm just messing around. You guys know me. All right, let's get some brushes cleaned off, though. Tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? Actually, you know what? What's your favorite Halloween candy? We just had Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween candy, guys? Is it the Tootsie Rolls? I mean, like, when you really break it down, after all the chocolate and all the super sweet, soury stuff, a Tootsie Roll, like a classic Tootsie Roll, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat, guys. Classic Tootsie Rolls, right? I mean, the flavored ones are even better, but we're just talking about, like, simplicity of Halloween candy. You cannot go wrong with a Tootsie Roll. Because Tootsie Rolls are all I see. Whatever I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. No? No one else? That's fine. That's fine. You guys are no fun anyway. You're no fun. Man, this one's looking good, guys. Looking good. So, I love hearing where people are watching from around the world, so let us know. I'm going to mix out a little bit of this guy, just dragging over whatever little bit of color we had that was already on the canvas, right? I didn't add anything to the brush. Just like our little thing that we add here. Watch, you can take it and mix it and push it all over the place, just adding a little bit of mistiness, so then we can start to decide what's this going to look like, what's going to happen, right? Now, let's come in here, over to our bit of our, is that cad yellow? Does it just look like that because of the lights? Or is that a weird color of my yellow? We're going to get a little of our cad yellow here and our sap green. We're just going to tap it down into the brush, just like that, right? And then we're going to keep the brush at that angle. I'm not going to turn the brush. I'm not going to hold it upside down. Keep it down here, so we might have to squat down. And then we can start to decide as we want where our little bits of grass are going to come out, right? This canvas is very bouncy. It's one of those Pro Series canvases. Very cool, right? Drop in a little bit of grass. Don't need anything crazy. Maybe out here, a little bit more, a couple little dabs. Right? Where does our little river start coming from? You have to come up to where your bright line is, right? And that way we can see where the grass hits, so on and so forth. All right, maybe over here, we'll come back, tap in a little bit onto this side. Just like a little typewriter though, right? Coming up to the water's edge, stopping. Don't have to go too far. If you wanted to angle it up like that, right? Angle it on this different angle, you're gonna have a really huge hill off to the side, right? Depends on what you want it to look like. You can see working in a pivot point from this spot, we went out there, over here, over there, and then down, starting from the same spot. You can leave little spots of darkness and stuff in your grass. It doesn't all have to be perfect, right? No one said it had to be the perfectest of things to ever be. All right, a little bit more of our sap green onto the brush. And let's change the angle, watch. Let's come down in here like this. All right, we tap down our little bit. So we gotta leave that little bit of darkness in there. Now let's come down and tap another little line, kind of ending at the same point. Coming down again, ending at the same point right here though, right? We're not doing anything different. And that way when we come out at different angles, we'll be able to start to build our hill that way, right? But you gotta have enough paint on the brush in order to make it work. So go back, get some more, a little bit brighter colors even. Boom, boom, boom. Start to fill it in, but we're using those same angles, right? If we go away from those angles, boy, oh boy, they're gonna get mad. Watch, let's change this guy to a steeper angle down here. Right? Whipping it around the side, maybe it even comes up right over to there, and then we'll have our rock come around the edge. And then you can even take this guy, launch him over the side that way, guys. Over here. But if you don't make those noises, it just won't work as well for you. I don't know why. Just like that. I mean, very cool. Very cool. Or a little bit of grass, and go back in, make up your little touch-up areas wherever you want to have them. All right, doesn't matter to me. It's the 999th painting of my career. Nothing at this point matters. Like literally, we've done it so many times. And the only one that really matters is tomorrow's painting, which is the 1000th painting, right? No one cares about 999. What does number 1000 look like compared to number 1? It's not about what number 1, not even about what 99 and 999 look like. It's about what's your first one look like, and what does that 1000th one look like? Because no one cares about this painting. So we could make 10 tons of mistakes and no one would ever even notice. No one would even notice, guys. That's the most fun thing about painting with Josh, too. Like, we love making it up on the fly, right? There are certain ways to do certain things, and then you can take those certain things and adapt them to all sorts of stuff, like portals and different things that we've come up with, right? You don't just have to paint trees and that's it. Or just paint leaves, or just paint mountains, or just paint waves. Like, there's all sorts of stuff that we can do. And actually, do you guys want to know what we're going to be doing for the 1000th painting tomorrow? Should I give you a clue? Or should I just tell you outright? So you let me know in the comments. Say, Josh, give us a clue, or just tell us outright. What are you going to do for the 1000th painting tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? 1 p.m. Let's come over here. A little bit of this. Should we do our trees first? Should we do our rocks? They're both the same colors. Let's see. Just tell us. Give us a clue. Give us a clue, they say. Clue, clue, clue. Did I put an eyeball in there on purpose? You'll never know. You just won't know. You just won't know. All right, I'm going to tell you guys what we're going to do tomorrow, okay? This is what we're going to do. We're going to do a ginormous canvas, a 36-inch by 36-inch. It's going to be a triple portal painting. So we're going to have 3 portals across the top, which are going to feed into some clouds with their waterfalls. They're going to drip into some clouds. And then there's going to be an enormous mountain that overhangs a big old ocean scene. It's going to be literally everything that I can do all in one painting. And it's going to be fantastic. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. So, if you just can't wait to see number 1000, go invent a time machine and zip us forward to tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. We're going to redo all of this tomorrow. I could have planned it out better and done it today, but what do you expect? It's Paint with Josh over here. Let's come in with our little Paint with Bram fan brush, right? This is one of the best fan brushes I've ever used, the Paint with Bram fan brush. It's fantastic. I'm going to come in, I'm going to try to stay out of your guys' way. I'm going to start tapping up into this tree, creating all of our little branchy shapes, right? Just with the bristles of the brush. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Let the brush do it for you. It's designed to make this shape. The more you go down, the more you push in. The more you're at the top, the less you touch it, right? Wiggle it down, in between, just like that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Can't even keep a straight face and do it. Okay, let's come over here. Let's do another guy a little bit taller. Come down like that. Fantastic! Let's make this guy a little downward sagger, right? So we'll pop him in like this. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. Just start making a little zigzaggy. Make a zigzag like that. That's all you got to do. That looks like a Christmas tree. You ever see those lights? A Christmas tree, like the little fake trees that have like rings in the center with the lights? Exactly what that looks like. Right, but I wouldn't leave it like that. I'm going to come in, and then I'm going to start filling in just a little center bit, right, where we have these little parts. We've already got all of our little branchies out there. They're going to dump off of our brush at certain ways and certain times, and just fill in the center. That's all we really need to do. All right, get this guy up here. A little bit thicker, a little bit bigger on his branchies. All the way up to the tip top. Boom. Little things, right? However you want it to look. It's just a shadow of a nasty old, saggy old tree hanging out there in the distance. Maybe we'll do one more little guy, not as tall, but taller than the first guy, and we'll come in here and we'll start to slap up at the canvas. Just like that, creating all of our little branches. Out on one side, and we go back to do the other side, right? Except, I like doing it with the same side of the brush. Just makes it harder for you guys to see, but makes a branch a little bit crazier of a tree, right? You can go out, a bit thicker, however fat you want your trees to be. That's all they gotta be. A little bit of treeness out there. Take our 1-inch brush that has all the grassy color on it, and then we'll come in like this, and tap underneath our guys like that. Right? As we're tapping it, it's taking some of that dark color and it's dragging it downward, keeping it back on that little hill, kind of messing up all the stuff that's in front of it, making it hard to see the bottom. That's all you need. Just got to have it hard to see the base. And then we'll go back and highlight those little guys. Maybe we'll put, ooh, you know what? Let's do a little tree like this. Come over here. Why don't we take one of these guys and we'll have a big old sticky, branchy little tree like that. All right, way up here to the top. It's thicker as it goes down. Boom. Just like so. Now, over here, we get one more of our guys, just like this. Bring him down like that. You don't have to go down all the way. Sometimes I tend to, just to keep me in line, but you don't really have to go down all the way, right? Come down here, we're going to start to smack out. And boom, you see that little bit of that light color that we added back in here? That little bit of sky, the stuff that we've mixed up, it's going to help our dark colors stand out and stay in front of all of that. Fantastic. Woo! Okay, let's come over here. So to tap these guys out just a little. We didn't even add anything to the brush. Just kind of letting it work its way out. Little things happening back there. All sorts of craziness. All right, now let's wash this brush off. We'll go back and sort of highlight those guys. Maybe add a bush or two in the front. And call that one good on that side anyway. Let's do it, guys. Okay, let's come over here. A little bit of our liquid white. Now you have to have the liquid white in order to thin this paint down enough for it to stick to the thick paint that's up there. But you don't just want to have pure liquid white. You got to have a fair amount of the oil paint and a little bit of that liquid white. So it's a consistency that has to be learned, that's for sure. Can't be taught. You got to try it a couple times, see what works best. Whoop. There we go. Come in here with our little tree branches, slapping at it. You don't want to cover everything, right? We're not trying to show every single branch in our green color. Maybe we come over to this guy like that. We're going to tap up here, and we're going to start to work our way down. The same little angles. The more and more that we go outwards, right? Turn our brush over, come back over a little bit. Not the whole tree. You don't have to show every single thing. And dab in between them a little. You want to have that bit of darkness back there. You don't want to have that whole sucker be all one bit of green without any little pieces of stuff in between them. You don't gotta have those little dark areas back in there. That's where our little critters are living, in the little dark spaces. Couple little taps here and there and here. Tap, 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 tap. Little things on the brush, right? All you gotta do. Now, down into here. We'll go on to this guy. We'll tap up onto him. And just smack up there. Again, whatever sticks. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to force it in. And you got to remember that you got to move as you're coming down and hitting all these little things. You're going to want to be moving, because you dump too much in one spot. It's not going to work as well as you think. And you're like, oh, just lost all of my darkness back in there. Right? Very cool. Very cool. Now, let's see what else we can put in front of those guys, since we're building down into this humongous painting anyway. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. Let's go back in here, grab up our liner brush and a little bit of our odorless mineral spirits, so we can mix up a bit of very thin paint is what we need. Very thin, very runny paint with that odorless mineral spirits. Makes it like water. Really got to have it runny, and that way it'll come off our brush very easily. If it doesn't, then you need to make it wetter. Right? A little bit more wetness in there. Come off of this guy, make all these crazy little branches. Different little things over here, over there. Little bits that come off in different ways. Not every tree is going to look 100% the same. They don't all have to look the same. You get all sorts of little things that happen out there. Bring that guy up like that. A little thicker. Couple more over here, over there. Wherever you want to put them is where they're going to live. Right? No one said they had to do whatever, or they had to be a certain way. It's however your tree wants to look is how it's going to look. And that's just how it's going to be. Now, let's see if we can take a bit of our darker color. Did it on our little bushy brush, our bush-making Bob Ross half-inch round brush. All of our three colors on there, they mix into this really deep darkness. Nice and thick, and then maybe we come up into here and we add a little bushy area. Right up in there, right underneath the guy, right on the bank of the river almost. Right, maybe take a couple more little pieces and throw them out there. You don't have to see exactly where your water is coming from. Just gotta have a little piece showing back there, that's all. A little bit, kind of soften these guys out. Little bits. Go back and add some highlights on those guys. Which, you know what, we can take our real thick, like yellow ochre color, come back up in here, a couple little tip taps on our super bouncy canvas. Little yellowy, orangey little colors. A little bit of our green underneath, just to make it a little shadowy. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Let's come in again, a little bit of the green. Just straight up sap green, just real thick like, and then we'll go back. Take our yellow ochre, maybe a bit of our bright red this time as well. Just to get a couple little things popping on there. Very neat. Just that red out here too. And this canvas is bouncy. Boom! Very cool looking things. Very nice. I love that color. Super vibrant. Super vibrant color. You know, it looks cool too. Sometimes we take our bit of our yellow, our cad yellow, and get these couple little bits of like bright little flowers in our grass and little things that start popping out. And you'll notice later on. Very cool. Very cool little bits. Doesn't have to be the brightest thing you ever saw. They don't all have to be the same. Right? Cool little things growing out there amongst the foresty leaves and stuff. Very nice. Very nice. I like it so much you can't stop doing it. There we go. Very pretty. Okay. Now let's come back. Maybe, just maybe. Oh yeah, we gotta have some grassy stuff over here. So we're gonna get a bit more of our green onto our brush. A little bit of that yellow and the yellow ochre. And let's decide our new little section came right down. See how I'm in the water right now? That way we can cover over it and it will look like it got pushed back. If you don't cover it, and you see everything, it's going to be like we're looking at it from above, and that's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. These little guys like this, I can get out to the edge. What do? We can turn our brush, rotate over, have them fall down. Over the edge and down, right? Doesn't matter. Put a whole nother bit of tree right up onto this piece of land right here. Anyway, it's going to be fantastic. Woo! Look at that sucker. I can just not stop myself. I'm going to bring up our grassy level over here just a bit. Right, hanging down even. Ooh, guys, that looks really cool. That looks really cool. Now, got to add in a few pieces of rock. We got to put another tree over here. We got lots of stuff we have to do, actually. We got a lot to do. It's only been going for 40 minutes so far, and we still have loads to do. So, tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? And then we're going to come back and see what we can do. See what we got, man. See what it do up in here. A little bit more of our dark color. This guy's a little bit too bright for me, you know what I mean? Sometimes these trees, they can get to be a bit too bright. We're working in too much of that color, it's a little bit too wet, right? So we go back in with our big, thick darkness and work that color down. We don't have to have everything so super bright out there. This guy needs a few more shadowy bits in him. He's a little too bright, that's all. There we go. It's too bright for Joshy. I don't like a tree to be as like a pure green as it comes out of the tube, you know what I mean? Gotta dull it down a little bit. And then we'll come back in here. A couple little pieces. A couple little bits. Nothing too crazy. Don't want it to be as bright as it was before, that's for sure. There we go. All right, you can always go back, change little things you don't like about it. Right, the more and more we dab on these little guys, the duller they will become. There we go. That way you don't have them so bright everywhere. This guy out here, smacky, smacky, smacky. Boom! That's much better. I like that. I like it. Plus, those are our faraway trees anyway. No one's looking at those. No one cares about the ones off in the background. Not as much anyway. Alright, let's come back in. A little bit of our black and blue and crimson mix right onto the brush, right from the piles of paint. Just get used to doing it that way. That's how I do it all the time. Just dig from the piles. And then, you don't ever have to make up too much or too little. Maybe we come down with this guy. He's got a little bit of a friend. Right down in there. Just a little guy. A little friendliness. Another little guy down here. Boom! Right down into that little piece. Little things, guys. Little bits. Let's put the guy out there. Bam. Little things growing from everywhere. Try to see how much we can actually fit into this painting. This painting is very expensive, so I'm going to load it with as many little things as I can possibly get without having it look overdone, right? Hated it when have you ever got to that point where you just step back and you go, holy cow, I should have stopped way back here when I had that chance. I never like it to get too crazy like that. We've all done it though. We've all done it. A couple little bits of branches. Gotta have that thinner on the brush though. If it's not on there, you're gonna be missing it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go back and get more whenever you need it because you gotta have it be runny and wet. And I don't want my whole pile of paint to be runny and wet, which is why I go back to the cup a lot of times, but just like that. Couple little bits here and there. hanging off of our crazy little tree. This guy's got some very small, teeny tiny little branches on him. Very cool. A couple little bits, right? The more that we add in there, the more depth it's going to add for us. And that's all we're looking for. A little bit of depthiness. Got our branches out here, out there. Maybe we cut in front of that tree just a little. Nothing too crazy though. You don't want to go nuts in front of all these trees. They tend to not like it when you cut across them with your branches. They don't like that. They're like, you know what? This is your last chance, and I'm not going to give you another one if you don't play along. That's what's going to happen. But be careful, right? Very cool. Very cool. Now, maybe we put something off in the distance over here, like some little tree, something or other hanging out back here. Maybe we won't even see him. But right out there, we're going to come back, just start slapping up against the canvas, right? Popping our brush out, going out to the side and one side, hitting it, slapping out, hit, slap, right at the trunk, and then we get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Right? Little things, popping upwards with our brush. Little tree out there. Beauty. He's a little beauty. Right? I don't like him to be so pretty, so I like to mess him up a little bit. A little bigger branches, a little fatter, however you want him to look. Is exactly how he's going to look. Cool. Just like that. Now, that guy might even get away with being able to be silhouetted because he's so far away. Right, we're going to tap out the grass underneath him, just like so. Push him off into the distance. He's a little further away. He's closer than these guys are back here. We can see him a little bit better, but he's still very far. And we have stuff that we can add up here, right? So, let's come in. Let's make up a little bit more of our favorite dark mix. Now, who knows what that favorite dark mix is? Are you asleep, Bailey?
No.
Oh, okay. I just turned around and saw Bailey was like laying on the floor. Just laying, just waiting for something, hubby.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Dad to be done. Right? I wonder if Mom's watching. Can you see in the comments if Mom's watching?
On which one?
On TikTok, she'd probably be watching on. So this one.
Just to say something.
Say something,
Oh,
Crappy
she
Candles.
is here.
Yeah, see? So, Bailey completed 2 of her missing assignments, Mommy, and she still doesn't have her phone, which is why I think she's laying on the floor in my studio.
No, what?
Oh, no? You just wanted to be in here with me? Oh, she's like, what? Walking away. You're funny, Bailey. You're funny.
Word up.
I know. I'll be done in a little bit. But we're proud of you for getting your assignments done, Pumpkin. Okay? Alright, let's see. We're going to come over here. Grab up a little bit of that darkness again. Just a little touch. I keep adding these little far away little guys, and then we need more branches. More branches, and more branches, and more branches. Little things, right? Not everything has to be all the same. Not every piece, guys. Alright, now what are we going to do down here is the question. As we come closer and closer and closer to us, our little beautiful little hill sat out here just waiting for a tree. Just waiting for something. Right here. You're going to get it, my friend. You're going to get it. Let's go over here like this. Put the little guy down like that. Stretch him all the way down. Right? It's going to be our first little tree. And then we'll do our next guy next. Right here, though, we're going to come in. We're going to start touching up against the canvas. Smashing our brush against it, right? Trying to stay out of your way. So just from the right side and down, kind of pushing, and the further we go outwards, right? The further down we go, the further we're going out to the side. We're going back. We're getting more paint. So it's very thick. It's very textured. We're going over all of this very wet paint to begin with. You can see we've gone out sort of two lengths on just one side of the tree, right? Our whole tree's over here. We got to pick up the other side, go over here, and then just start going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, however far you want to go down, right? Until where our tree is sitting down here in the front. Its top is higher than these guys back here, and its base is lower than these guys, which will bring him forward. All right, now, since we've got this last little pile of paint right here, and we're looking for one more big old ginormous tree branch, let me start from way up there. We'll come down like this, getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter as it comes down and smashes down upon the ground. Wouldn't that be crazy if that's how trees grew? Like backwards. They started up and then they came down and grew into the ground. Wouldn't that be just insane? Alright, let's come over here. Just widening it out so you get this slow little gradient from one to another. Looking really cool, guys. Really, really neat. Now, let's get Paint with Bram's like 17-inch liner brush out. And let's see what we can do with this insanely huge, long liner brush. Have you guys seen these liner brushes? Paint with Bram came out with a brush set. It's an amazing brush set. I've been using most of them for this painting right here. Ever since I got those brushes, I've been using those almost exclusively. Right? And he's got this really long liner brush. But, let me tell you, it takes getting used to, but man, it makes the sharpest, longest, skinniest little branchies that you've ever seen. Smaller than the ones back here, right? And those guys I used a much smaller brush on. Look at that. Twist it, bend it, rotate. Look at all the paint. It goes forever out of this Paint with Bram brush. Literally runs for a mile. Crossing over wherever you want. Now, you do have to have enough thinner in it, right? If you don't have enough thinner in it, or odorless mineral spirits, it's not going to act like it should. And it won't be coming off the brush as easily as it does for me, right? So we come back up here, jiggle it, rotate, grab onto that guy, spin off, come over here, grab another piece. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I love you. Over to that side, over to here. Who knows where we're gonna end up? Where we goes? Nobody knows. But look at this fantastic little painting. Coming over here, bigger, longer branches coming out, crisscrossing over. Those other guys really growing out, right? These guys are the ones that are in the front, in the foreground. They can be as big as they want to be. They're much closer than all of our little guys off in the back, that's for sure. Running it down. Maybe we got one that comes across the river, tries to reach out. He's going over here. He's really trying to grab out onto that stuff over there, right? Any little piece, get. You can have a little piece shoot off the side. Come down here, come across, reaching down that way. Thank you guys for the gifts. I love ya. I love yas. Right? Y'alls. I love y'alls. Now, there is one little piece of tree branch that I missed back there. There we go. Haha. Now we can put a little branch where he was. Right? Adding off another little piece of depth just by making you focus on the spot that I forgot about by putting a branch there. Right? Very cool. Very neat. Didn't even have to cover those things in the background, guys. Very neat. Now, let's take one more big, ginormous tree like this, right? Another big old guy. We're going to drop him right down onto this little pad. But first, let's give him some rocks to sit on. My dude has to have something to rest on, right? So, around here, why don't we come up into our water with our rocks, right? Taking it down here, staying along the edge. Maybe we drag it down kind of randomly. Why not? Have a couple little bits hanging off the edge, right? Some stalactites, something or other. And then you can always go back and mix it up with your mist if you don't like how they look anyway. Build it out, pull it down here. All right, we'll have a little bit of rocky area that's holding up all of our grass. That's all you need. Just like that. And we pop out this side into our waterfall, right? So it looks like the water has to cut its way through the rocks in order to get to us and come down here. Little bits. Little things, guys, with that dark, thick, dark color, right? You gotta have that darkness. If you don't have the darkness, you're not gonna have any shadows for any of our light to stand out against, right? It's all about having those deep, dark spaces. Okay, you overhang that rock over that mist, right? You're like, oh, Josh, you ruined all the mist. Watch this, we grab onto that mist, we come up into here, you start working some of that darkness down into it. There we go, baby. Look at that. Very foggy, right? If you didn't like our little stalactite guys, you could literally mix them away or leave them like that, right? Soften them down so they're just harder to see. Pull the other direction. Very cool. Very cool. Grab some little bits, not grab other little pieces. Make it soft is all. That's all we need. Make it a little bit soft. Just a little softness back in there. Just a little tenderness. No? Couple more little bright pieces. Because it usually gets a little dark as you start mixing up with all that dark color, and that way we can come back in, brighten it up, take it up into the waterfall versus down into the water. Right? That way, again, you leave that little dark separator down there in between, kind of separating our colors very simply, just like that. Right, if you wanted to have a bit more brightness onto our water, you can come over the edge. Yeah. Just drooping down. That bit of brightness is everything. Right? You gotta have it. The more you go over it, the more it's gonna dull itself down. So get it right and then don't touch it anymore. Right? Which is a hard thing to do sometimes. I agree. It's not the easiest thing to do. Very neat. Just like that. Very cool. Take a couple of these little guys. You can add in a couple little bits of brightness back in here. Doesn't all have to be the same. Stretch it very softly over these guys. Very soft. And then down in here, we can even take some of this and just mix up its own little bit of mistiness right down there. It's not going to be as much as before. We're going to have smaller mist. It's a smaller falls. We'll add our rocks down there. We'll be all set, guys. Gonna be cool. Now, with our grassy section, since we've got all of this stuff here, why don't we can drop these off and literally hang them down just by tapping straight down. Right? A couple little bits as they hang down over the edge. They're like reaching down trying to get that bit of water, right? Doesn't all have to be the same, but just like that, you can make very cool little things. Now, why don't we come back now? We'll get our brown color out. Try to get that skin off of it from the other day. There we go. Get that brown color. We'll grab a little bit of our white, just a touch. A lot of bit of brown because we grabbed too much white. A little bit of our yellow ochre. All right, take that yellow ochre, get the brown, a little bit of our white, get this sandy look to it. Let's grab a little bit of our darkness and mix that in as well. Just so it's not a perfect brown, bright, super bright thing. And see if we can get any more of that brown. There we go. Get a little piece of that. Come over here and just start wiggling it down, right? Doesn't matter. They're all going to be a little different. Don't all have to be the same. Then you can go cover over whatever you don't want to see with a bit of your grass. Right, this guy over here, a little bit more. Leaving some dark areas. You don't want to go all the way to the edge. Right, maybe that guy. A little bit more of our paint. Hey, whipping it down, right? Don't need to have anything crazy. Totally up to us what we want it to look like. And we can go back across it with a bit of black. Right? And then just really nice and dull. We're only allowing the parts that we want to show through. Since we're down here in the depths. Very neat. Very cool looking thing, guys. Very cool looking thing. Now, especially, maybe some of these guys would have a big old monster bit of bushes down in here. Right? So let's get a bit of our crimson. A whole big chunky nasty bit of it. I'm talking about, let's throw a little section over there and maybe we'll drip down a couple little bits of our bushy, flowery section as he tries to fall over the side, right? But I'm really going to light him up with something different. Something much brighter. Get a bit more of that crimson-y color. Maybe we can have a few more little guys over here. A bit into our darker black as it starts to fade down into the shadows. And all it is a bit of thick stuff on there, and then we'll go back and add some thicker stuff on there. Kind of get it to stick, right? Come over here. Let's go a little bit of that yellow ochre-ish up into here. Maybe a couple little taps all the way down, right? Doesn't all have to highlight. Maybe a little of our Indian yellow back into there. Little bits, again, a little bit of red. Stick our red in here and drop him down. Oh, that red is so fiery. Woo! Just a fiery color. Oh, she's a fiery one. Just like that. Backing into here. Little bits as we smack them against as they go down the canvas. They're drooping down, hanging, waiting for something. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're waiting for something over there. A little bit more of our crimson, black, and blue mix, so it's a real deep, dark color. And atop these guys, maybe we'll pop in a little more. Overhang down over our little bits of our rock. That's how I want these guys to be anyway. But you want them to be super thick, so you gotta have enough of that paint that it's got the little fingers, right? And that way it'll kind of hang down and be really, really, really textured by the time we get done. Very cool. Just drooping over the edge. Very neat. We're actually running out of some dark paint that we need. So let's take a quick 5-second break. You guys tell me where you're watching from and what's your favorite sandwich? What's your favorite Halloween candy? What did you guys get? I'm gonna come back and look at the comments right now. What did you get as far as Halloween candy that you just absolutely could not even let the kids have? You were like, you know what? Nope, that's mine. That's my Halloween candy. You can't have any of it. What was that one? I know you all have one. Everybody's got one. So what do we got? What do we got, guys? Milk duds. Oh, that's my shit. Those are my things, milk duds. Let's see. Deborah Hoffman says, I want one of your palettes. Well, it is about time. That palette's getting pretty nasty, so it is about time to do a palette giveaway. Actually, I think one time we had somebody purchase the painting, and I was giving the palette away as a gift. So Butterfingers? Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Kit Kats, you guys are killing me. Now I want more Halloween candy. Seriously. Bring on the Halloween candies. You guys. All right, let's come back to our little brush. Let's go into our green first, because I gotta have a bit of green on here. It just helps our eyes if there's a bit of greenery in the bush as well. Come back, maybe we'll get a bit more of that fiery red since it's just so pretty. And just stick it on a couple little bits. Doesn't have to be everywhere. As we go down, right, picking little places to drop it off. Again, does not have to be every single place that it was before, that it is on the other thing. Nothing. Drag off a couple little guys that way too. Why not? They're just hanging down. Reaching, baby. They're reaching. All right, let's go back over here. Let's grab up some of our dark colors again. So if you don't know what they are, check the comments. Someone's going to let you know what are those 3 colors that we like to use in order to make a deep, dark, shadowy mixture. Coming this summer, the deep, dark, shadowy mix that you've been waiting for all winter long. I can't even continue. The ragtag team of what 3 colors are we asking about? Let's see. Hope says black, blue, and crimson. You're 100% correct. Black, blue, and crimson make up that very deep, dark color. We'll come out of our movie announcer voice. Come back over here, grab up a little bit of that black, blue, and crimson-y mix. All right, and then let's just dump another big old ginormous tree. But this time we got to start outside the canvas, which means I'm touching the whole brush as we come down. Boom, 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 boom. Full pressure on the brush. Bang! Right, and we'll go back and we'll fill them in with some smaller branches and stuff. But it's going to add a lot of depth. All right, we're going to make them thicker on the way down. Darker as well. Really got to be dark. So sometimes we add that meat in the lamp black to the painting. Add it to our Bob Ross paints, and that makes it so dark and so wet and slippery. It just goes across and just covers out everything. Just blacks out everything. Brings it right to the foreground, baby. So let's go back to Paint with Bram's ginormous liner brush. Right, this enormous liner brush by Paint with Bram. We're going to come back and make some big old branches off of this sucker. And then we'll highlight these 2 trees in the front. Pop some more rocks in around the bottom, and we should be about done. So here, full pressure on the brush. Long branches as they come out. Right? Now, every brush is going to take some time getting used to, so don't blame Bram if you can't use his brush on the very first go. It does take some getting used to, that's for sure. And it has its own kind of movement when you go to touch it on the canvas. It doesn't move right away, right? Your hand moves, the brush stays there for a second until the bristles react. So you gotta sort of be slow and sort of tell in what direction we're gonna go. You know what I mean? You gotta tell your branchies slowly. But they make super sharp, super crazy little things, right? Come out here, crisscross in front of that whole thing. Just like that. Make it nice and long. Boom. Come out like that. Drag it across. Push all these other things back. All right. Take them back. There we go. There'll be a whole crisscrossiness of branches back here. Take this guy over here. Boom, boom, boom. Cut him through the tree. Maybe one through this bright section of grass over there. Doesn't need to be super. Right? But just something to help push it out that way. Maybe we can take one final guy and come out this way, dragging it out towards the water. Just like that. Very cool. Very cool. Right, come in, a couple little things. Bop, bop, bop. Branch off anywhere you want to go, right? Very neat, guys. Now, let's get the remainder of that dark paint up in here. Smoosh it up onto our bit of where our tree is growing out of. Drag it down in little bits, little dribbles, and then we'll have some other color go over and hit that guy. Now, let's get out, I don't know, maybe just a touch. Where the heck is it? Where are you? There you are. Cad yellow, guys. Cad yellow is a gorgeous color, especially when we're going and highlighting stuff. It's really nice. It plays off of the green very well. It plays off of the red very well. It's just a great color. So let's get some one of our brushes washed off so we can load it with some new highlights. And then we'll go into our bit of red first. And let's go red off of a little bit of him. Right, a couple little pieces. We'll go red on. Bing, bang, boom. And then we'll go heavy on the yellers. And how that yellow just stands out. Bam, 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 bam. So it drips down like a little heart. Oh, that's very cute. Very cute. A little bit more yellow. Pop it back in on this guy. Pop, 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 pop. Right? You want to have it be thick enough, though, right? It's a big glob. These are super textured. Super textured. Big globs of paint that are stuck on, and then they're kind of getting, just attaching themselves where they can in the thinnest areas. Boom, and all sorts of little details back in here, right? Little touches of yeller. All we need. Don't want to have the whole painting be yellow, that's for sure. Gotta have those gorgeous reds in there. Ooh, holy cow. Those are fantastic. Those are fantastic. Let's see. So remember, guys, you can get this painting at paintwithjosh.etsy.com. It's number 999. Fiery Falls. I like that title. Fiery Falls. Let's get rid of this box of paint. Now we'll do our rocks down around the bottom. And we'll call it good. This brush has so much paint on it, I might as well use it to make these rocks around the edges of our little thing. There we go. All we're doing is covering up the bit of blue, right, so we can't see where the water is. Adding a bit of rocky color in there. That's really it. Then we'll go and we'll mix it out. Taking this guy, coming over the top, maybe out over the waterfall just a little bit, right? Pulling it away, covering over some of those bits of water back here. Because we don't have to see them all. They can be all crazy and jagged and then just get very dark back there. Nothing, you're not going to see all the way back there. All right, very cool though. Simple little way to make some easy little rocks. Now this guy, we need to first wipe away some of this darkness. All right, some of that darkness, just too much dark got down too low. So we wipe that off, we come back with our brush. Add a little bit of light color to it, a little bit of our white. Brighten it back up. Dragging it through, around here, around there. Never going to see every single detail, remember. You have that misty bit to it. Drag this guy up into this rock. Bang! Very neat, right? Can't really tell where the edge is. And that's how it's supposed to be. Not really supposed to be able to see where everything happens, right? Now, let's come back. A little bit more of our brown. For some reason, we've been blasting through the brown. We still got to go back and highlight all those tree trunks, too. Okay. A little bit of brown, a little bit of white. Let's make up like a tree trunky color. Again, we don't want to go too bright. Don't want to have to be this color. That'd be the same as our rock. So a little bit more brown. A little bit of white is all, right? Scrape it up. A little bit of our dark mix as well, because you have to have some of it in there just to dull it down. Beauty! Look at that. Scrape some of this up. Now, all of our light's coming in from the right-hand side, so let's take all of our light and put it on the right-hand side. Just touching it, adding little pieces of bark, right? As we're going up, kind of touch and drag a little bit, or as we get closer and closer to the top, just kind of touch and then release. Let it go, man. Let it go. And then we're leaving the back side of the tree that original deep dark color. You have to have it be deep and dark. That helps give it that rounded feel. Right? If it's not round feeling, then everyone's going to be looking at it like, what the heck? What is that? Take this guy, drag him over just a touch. Remember, you don't have to do every single piece with that brown. I'm telling you, not every bit. The more that you mix, the darker it's going to get. So, mix less, do less, right? Touch it less, do less, mix more, do less. There we go. Now as we go back up and start to drag it over to the side, I'm not trying to drag it the full length, right? Just enough to have it have that rounded side as well. We need our brighter color up here. Just to have her stand out. Maybe it caught some sun in there, right? There we go. Very cool. Very cool. Now, off of some of our branches, not every single one, but some of them are big enough and ugly enough to have their own little highlights, right? So I tend to come out here on some of these big guys and add just a little touch of brown, right? Little touch. Don't need to cover up the whole thing. Don't need to show the entire branch. Little places here, there, and everywhere. It just kind of helps you decipher what's what away from all these other dark paints back there, right? All these other little dark areas back there are going to be wondering what the heck is going on. Now we're going to come back in and get rid of that little section right there. A little bit too bright right there. Too bright is all. It happens every so often. Come back over with our branch. Right down through that bright area. Make sure it's nice and dark again. Keeps everything going, man. Keeps everybody happy. Now, let's take a bit of our color just to say that we didn't mess that up, right? We'll go up a little bit higher, just cover over a bit of that branch. That way we can't see where we did, where we went, what happened, right? Because our flowers grew up too much. You can still tell there is a branch back there, right? But in the parts that we messed up on, we go back and easily fix it. Doesn't take much. Go back and fix it again, right? Couple little bits here, little bits there, wherever you think they should be. I like that, guys. That's very cool. Very cool. Couple little bits of yellow as they're falling down as well next to those bits of red. Just so fantastic. All right. Let's go back now. We're gonna finish up our rocks down around the bottom. And then you guys are gonna start coming up with a name for number 999. What name are you gonna give to old number 999? He needs a name. He needs a name from y'all. What are you gonna name him? Ooh, that's a cool reddish color right there. A little red, little brown, little cad yellow, little yellow ochre. Just a little red though, you don't want it to be too bright red, right? A little of our dark mix into here as well. Just so we're not grabbing up the same bit throughout the entire thing. Get it back up in there, spread it out, scrape it up from a certain spot, come back and just whip it down. That's a cool looking rock color right there. Whip it down, leave little sections of darkness because not every place is going to be the brightest place on the whole piece of rock. Right? You gotta have little dark areas here, there, and everywhere, and as it goes back further, definitely. Right? Darker and darker and darker back here, where we can't really see what's happening. Off of this guy, whip it around, whip it around. And again, not gonna see a whole lot of details. We don't really know what's going on back there. We just know our waterfall's coming out, scraping over the edge over here. Very cool. Now, in order to have the waterfall sort of look like it's really coming out, right, we can come in here, and it's really up here in the foreground. We can get some of our liquid white paint and start shooting off some spray right up here. Right? That little bit of the water spraying off, get some of it back here too, just not as many. It's not as close up there as it is back in the distance back here. All right, so get rid of our little flick right there. Any area that you don't want there to be a little spray in, you go back and you mix it up. Mix it up, mix it up. Little things. We get to decide where they are, right? It doesn't get to tell us. We get to tell it what's happening, where all the things are hiding, this, that, and the other. Hey, very cool, guys. I like it. I like this one. Let's come in here like this a little bit, a little piece here and there and everywhere. Just like that. Little ripples, man. You don't need nothing crazy. You don't need anything crazy, especially out in there. A couple little pieces out on that guy. A little section if we can get it. Perfect right there. Cool, 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 guys. That's cool. Whip it over the top. Falling down, baby. Falling down. Take these guys, slide them back. Little things, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to look like they're feeding out and then coming down. So you got to have little brighter areas and darker areas in our bits of our water. That's really it. That's all it boils down to. Sometimes it's a bit of glare or something from the sun or whatever it is. It's a bit of brightness in the water that we have to get rid of. You know what I mean? Or you have to kind of show little differences in. Very cool though. I like this one. What do you guys think of this one? Turned out pretty stinking rad, if you ask moi. Fire falls, says Stephen Hubbard. I like that. I like it. It's a really big canvas too. Let's see. Pop, 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 pop. Hey Laura, how you doing? Remember, everybody, I was been meaning to say this the whole time, but everybody go follow Vicky B. I don't know if she's here right now, but type in Vicky B 2023, and I think she's like 50 followers away from getting to 1,000. Apparently she has a gallery showing tomorrow, and she would really like to do it live on TikTok, but she needs 1,000 followers. So, if you're not already following Vicky B 2023, go over and follow her, please. Harold asked me to do it like right before I started the show. I totally forgot until right now because that's what happens. I always forget until it's too late. So I'm sorry. I meant to mention it earlier, but everybody go follow Vicky B 2023, and maybe she'll get to 1,000 followers and she'll be able to do her gallery thing live on TikTok. That'd be awesome. I know I would want it if I was close like that. I would want you guys to do it for me too. So. I had meant to mention it before and totally forgot, and that's just what happens sometimes. So, very stinking cool. We're going to highlight our one tree over here, and then we'll be all set. We'll be needing a name, so you're going to be coming up with a name for me. In the meantime, while I whip out this last little tree, and all we're going to need to do is put a little green on this guy, right? He's out here in the front. Let's get a little more detail to him. So, I'm going to take a little green off my backside. Right, popping it out here. It's that deep sap green. Don't want to cover every piece of my dark tree though. Still got to be nice and dark like that. Now I'll get a bit of my liquid white, a bit of my brighter color green, my highlight. Right? Remember, we got to have enough, but it's not a whole lot of liquid white. It's just a little bit. Little bits. That's all we need. Get it down in there, just enough for it to pop off of the branch and get onto the tree over here, right? Little bits. Come in, and just start slapping up at it. You'll have this very cool, multicolored tree with a lot of depthy shadows, just like that, right? Smack into it. Just not trying to cover up all the pieces. Want to leave it very exposed like that. It doesn't want to have all the darkness covered. That's not the goal. You don't want to cover up all the dark, shadowy bits. You want to let them shine through and just have a few little bits of our brighter color. You don't want to have tons of dark or tons of bright. Either or is never good, unless you're doing like a silhouette of a tree way off in the distance that we had to keep darker than the first. Do them off like that. Right? We can even put color on that guy. Just a little bit. Betcha I can still do it over this tree right here. A little bit of our deeper sap green. A little color on him. Pop, 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 right? A couple little bits, because now we know what it is. We know it's a little tree off in the distance. We know he's back there. We know what it is. Just not as bright as the rest of them. Very cool. Very cool. Simply done. All right, we'll wash off some of these brushes. We got a lot of brushes to clean off, guys. So, let's take a minute. You guys are going to tell me what was your favorite Halloween candy, how many pieces you had of it, and did you steal it all from your kids or not? Did you steal all of their Halloween candy? Did you leave them like the crappiest bits? I was a mad genius when it came to Halloween this year. I took all the bad candy, like the dots and the crunch bars and the Tootsie Roll Pops, like all the stuff that I didn't want. And I put that in a big bin outside my house for all the kids to take, right? Leaving myself the Tootsie Rolls and the Butterfingers and the Snicker bars and all the good stuff. I was a mad genius. Mad genius. And it worked. I got all the good candy left, and they took all the bad candy that I would have just thrown away. They took it all. So it was fantastic. Worked out in my favor for sure. And most of it's already gone. So that's the final question. Have you eaten all of the Halloween candy already? Or do you still have some left? When you're like me and you only save the good candy and you give away the bad stuff, you go through it very quickly. Very quickly. Alright, let's see, guys. So, I figured we wouldn't have a sale today because the painting is sort of expensive, but it is a, pretty big canvas. So, for free shipping and the packaging and all the stuff that goes into sending it to you and insurance and tracking and all that, I had to charge a little bit more for this one, so I figured it wouldn't sell. But just for all you people that have never seen the light show before, this is what happens when we do get a sale. Oh, got stuck. Hang on. Why does it do it only when I'm talking about it? Clown. There we go. Right there. Whoa! So normally when we get a sale during the show, I didn't expect this one to go because it's, again, quite expensive. But let's do like a naming party. What are we going to name this painting? You guys let me know what we're going to name it. And you can't tell me that I don't have the best lights out of any painter you've ever seen. We now have the best setup. We have the best home studio you'll ever imagine. And we're putting out some of the best paintings we've ever done because of it. So, you guys are in for a treat. Give me a name. What are we going to name this one? I got one more to clean, and then we're going to name the painting. So, the best name wins. Unless you buy it, in which case you get to name it. But in any case, if I get to choose, the best name wins. And then you get to name a Paint with Josh painting. It's a historic thing. History is being made right now. One of you will get to name the 999th painting of Paint with Josh, right? Let's see some titles. What do we got? Fairy Falls, Fiery Falls. How much? I think this one's just under 300. Just under 400, sorry. I think it's $397 with free worldwide shipping. Big 24 by 30 inch canvas. Yeah, $397.50, so just under 400. Let's take these crazy party lights down before someone gets sick, right? Inferno Falls. I love that, Heather. Heather. Shire's Secret. I dig that too. Land of the Fae, says Jess G. What was that for Airy Fairy Fae? That's kind of cool. Fiery Falls. I like that, guys. Peaceful Falls. Winter is coming. I like that too. Winter is coming. Dreamscape Mystic Falls. Thank you for the rose. Oh, they smell lovely. Thank you for the rose. Oh, man. Let's see. Peaceful Moments. That's a cool title. Peaceful Moments. Let's see. Fairy Tale Forest. I kind of like... Who's the one that said the Land of Fae or something? What was that? Where was that? Yeah, the Land of Fae. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. The Land of Fae and fairies. Surreal. I like that too. Fairy Falls, also good. Wandering Forest, another good one. Crimson Falls, I dig that. Inferno Falls is nice. Neverland Falls, that's cool too. Land of Peace and Fantasy Falls over here from Facebook. Never Ever Land. That's kind of cool too. Feel like you're in heaven? Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I wish you guys could get a straighter on version of this sucker. In any case. Ooh, Boo Boo! That is so good. The Ninth Wonder. Oh, that's cool too. Falls of Whimsy. Boo Boo said Scarlet Splendor. I really like that title. I'm really digging on that title. Scarlet Splendor. Oh, dude, that's it. Tony Nichols gets it. Tony Nichols gets it, man. He's over on Facebook. It's a movie reference too. The name is called Twice It Drops. What movie is that from? What movie is that from? Because it's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. And Twice It Drops, because this one does drop twice. It's talking about directions to a hidden city. And they have to go over a waterfall where it drops twice or thrice. That over there. Number 9, 9. Holy cow. Twice it drops. Title. What we do this on 11/3 of 2023. And we're all going to go check out paintwithjosh.com. You want to know why? Because London right now, currently, is redoing paintwithjosh.com. So, head over there and find out what's new, what's been changed. I'm excited to see what the difference is going to be. Because she was talking mad crap on my website. And I was like, okay, you go fix it. And she said she would, so she's going to fix up the site for me. It's going to be wicked cool. What's up, Bailey Kurt? Hello.
Hello.
So, Twice It Drops. What a cool title of a painting. And this one turned out amazing. What do you think, B?
The crappy candle said let me in.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hold on. It's a one button. Accept. What's up, Mommy?
I like how Bailey says the crappy candles like she doesn't know who I am. Once in. Hi, beautiful.
Hi.
This is beautiful, by the way, if you could be in the background all the time.
I know. I love when she's here. Just like I used to love when you were here, Mommy.
Oh, okay. That's no need to be depressed. Anyway, moving on. Hello everybody in the comments, by the way. I've been here watching. I do just want to say, you might have been a little premature with the London's working on the website right now.
No?
It takes a minute, right? And then I save it 3,000 times.
Well, yeah, and then you go look at it and all that.
And then Ginger Bulls would like to know, can we pay extra for it to be framed?
Yeah, definitely. There is a frame. There's usually only about one, right, that'll fit a big 24 by 30 like this, but I can definitely adjust the price or add a variation when I go to post it on Facebook, and then you can choose it with a frame.
I would also like to know, as a redhead, I never once thought I would be on TikTok saying Ginger Bulls on a live. And just sort of throw that out there real quick. Bailey, cover your ears. This is Paint with Josh After Dark. This is for the adults only. Cover your ears, children.
Yeah, earmuffs, everybody, earmuffs.
All I could think of is that movie, Just Go With It. This is for the adults. Shut off your ears.
Yeah. Some secrets are coming out right now.
The Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. It's like, she used the sheep for the sexuals. It's like some secrets are coming out right now.
They shaved the sheep.
They shaved the sheep. And go, what's the other line he says? He's like, some people train them for the sheep fight club.
Hoof kick, hoof kick.
Yeah, hoof kick. And then he's out. That's funny. So, we're talking about a movie called Just Go With It with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. If you've never seen it, please go watch it. It's a hysterical movie. We've watched it like 400 times, not even joking. 400
Oh my God,
times.
is there a veterinarian here? My sheep. Well, he's not a veterinarian, but he sells sheep on the internet.
Dolph Lundgren. Woo!
Where are you guys located? The accents throw me off. So we both live in Vegas. I sell candles from Vegas. Josh paints. We used to be married. We're no longer married. The child we created is in the room with Josh.
Well, not anymore. I don't know where she went. It's too bright in here to see.
I do want to say that there was like 40 people who were telling Bailey how proud they were of her.
Oh, that's so cute. Thank you guys. I'm sure she would love that.
Yep. She knows she can do it. That's the worst part of it. Anyway, back to, let's not talk about parenting. Assist Rotherham. Yes. This painting is for sale. Josh did just paint it. You can head over to paintwithjosh.etsy.com where this painting is available. It is painting 999. Painting 1000 will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you can type that into Etsy and you will find love that you are still together and not. That's correct. That's
Yeah, she won't leave me alone.
yeah. He's like a wart.
Oh, it's me! It's me! I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Well,
horrible.
I was gonna come over and embarrass you in front of all your followers tonight, and I failed.
Oh yeah, with my paint squeezer thingy.
Yeah. If nothing else, I was gonna aim it perfectly so oil paint went in your
Oh yeah, it
face.
just shot out into me. Thank you. There we go. Now the sides are complete.
Yes,
Nice.
Sally Spillman's makes a good point. When you go to put a face with the voice, no, you will only ever see my hands on my channel. This is what my voice sounds like. That's the end of it. I do have a personal page on TikTok. If you can find it, that's on you. But I will give you a clue. London is hilarious. Anyway,
That's
so
just rename.
that's what my face looks like. Yes, it will be the only post on the Etsy that does not have a photo of the painting.
Yeah.
Josh paints them live, and every time that he paints live, it'll say painting live on Facebook, TikTok, wherever the medium is. Josh is 100% correct. I will be working on the website this weekend. Thank you so much, you guys. No one needs to send me gifts. I'm just here for the giggles. But I mean, I do go live at 5 p.m. on Sunday. If you're interested in sending me gifts, you can do it during that. And I do make amazing candles, and you can buy candles and plant trees. Josh, are there birds in that painting? I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be forgotten.
Oh yeah, almost forgot about that.
I'm just saying.
I was trying to show you guys my wicked sweet spinny wheel. It's gonna be awesome.
That said Bull's choice, but it says Bailey's
Yeah,
choice.
this is Bailey. That means that if it lands on that, Bailey will be able to choose what we give away to the winner.
Oh, what are we giving?
So I said from now on, when the paintings sell, right? If the painting sells during the show, the buyer gets a free gift, basically. So a chance at it, because there are spaces on the wheel that say try again, which means you don't win anything that time. You know what I mean? And then there's a couple free spin spots, and then you can win a canvas print, a hoodie, a poster. Try again. Hang on. Oh, the backpack, a T-shirt, free spin, Bailey's Choice, hat, hoodie. You know what I mean? Whatever it lands on, the person would be able to get a free gift.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can we get rid of hoodie and in that space write crappy candle?
Ooh. Well, I think people are gonna really want.
Because only because you have a 50% off sale right now, and I don't want you to have the buyer spend $120 and you spend $60 on a hoodie.
True. That's why it's one of the. So there's 3 things that are expensive on here: the canvas print, the hoodie, and the backpack. Right? Those are the most expensive items. So those are like the grand prize winners. And then we've got the.
Candle.
Yeah.
Get them addicted to candles, and then
Well, I'll take out we've got 2 T-shirts in here. I'll take out a T-shirt and I'll put a candle in that spot. And then we'll do a thing. Like I said, I didn't think this one was going to sell because it was so expensive. And the one tomorrow is also going to be very expensive. It's the 1,000th painting. So.
Expensive painting you've ever done. I would start the bidding at $10,000.
Oh, I was going to say like 1,500.
No, I would say $10,000.
10,000.
Yep.
I mean, you're the boss. 10,000.
I've never been the boss. I don't know why that sentence was. Why are people so discriminated discriminatory against crocodiles. If the answer is not eligible for reading, I will not read the answer, just to be clear. Hey, look, it's me, a bird.
Where? I don't see you. That's me and Yvonne and Bailey. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna go cry now.
Oh, shut up.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to make Yvonne feel good.
She feels good. Well,
Okay.
right now. She's laying on a heating pad, but she feels good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
If you currently have an order in or you don't have an order in, you can head over to my website, place an order. I will be pouring orders on Sunday for mailing on Monday afternoon, probably Tuesday morning, to be honest. You can pick your colors, you can plant trees on my website, you can offset your carbon footprint. Airy Fairy, I didn't get time to tell you about this, but yes, if you go to my website now, you can offset your carbon footprint. It actually works to plant trees around a factory in Florida to reduce the emissions put out by
That's
that
very
factory.
cool.
Emily R says, is painting with oils okay for asthmatics? I paint with acrylic because they cause less fumes.
So it depends on what you use to clean it, right? I mean, London would always say that the paint itself kind of smells, right? It does have an odor, the oil paint, you know what I mean? It's got an odor to it, but it's more the lacquer or the thinner or the odorless mineral spirits that we use. Even though it says odorless mineral spirits, there is still a slight odor. What I have found, though, when I went to Tennessee, was they use the literal Bob Ross cleaner, the brush cleaner, and it was no smell at all, like not even a single smell. But for asthmatics, I would probably think that there is odors that come with oil painting. Just, the paint itself has a smell, so there must be something. So I would say, I don't know, maybe get a couple colors and try doing one canvas with maybe 2 or 3, 5 colors maybe, and then if you don't have a bad reaction to that, then maybe buy a whole set. I don't.
Okay, I also do just want to say, there are people in the comments questioning the chemtrail in your painting. The chemtrail is still the reason that the chemtrail is in the painting, right?
Yeah, the chemtrail represents London's mother. So London's mom got taken away from us too soon. And in order to never forget her, every time I do a really nice sky that I know I'm going to, or a really nice painting that I know I'm going to love, I always add her in the, well, not always, but some of the times I add her in the sky to remind everybody and keep us remembering her. And, that's just how it is. We're out there flying around. She's always out there above us, flying around and keeping an eye on everybody. So there, pal. Hello? Did London leave? What happened to London? Did her phone die? She dipped. Oh, you were going to cry. I got you. Well, yeah, it's definitely, that's Karen out there keeping an eye on us. Flying. Every time you look up in the sky, you'll see her. You'll see her somewhere. People send me photos of chemtrails now. They'll send me pictures and they go, I saw this and I thought about you and thought about Karen. I was like, freaking awesome. Awesome. So, can't tell me you don't go outside and you don't see these things, right? That's why they always remind me of her. So, well, I'm sad London didn't get to say goodbye before she burst into tears. I'm almost on the verge of crying right now. Just anytime we talk about Karen, I don't know why I can't hold it together. So, next time though, tomorrow we have our 1000th painting. If by chance it does sell, we will get to use the spinny wheel of awesomeness. It will have a new section for the candle on there. Alright, and then if you win, well, I mean, if you buy the painting, where did I say I was going to put it? On the t-shirt one, right? Where the hell's the t-shirt? We got a t-shirt there. Is there only one t-shirt? Alright, so I can't do it on the t-shirt. I'll get one of the try again spots. Remove that. There we go. Alright, so we'll put the crappy candle right over here, and that way, anytime that anybody buys a painting from me, they'll have a chance about winning something as a little freebie. I think that's kind of cool. So, all sorts of stuff. Like I said, I didn't expect the the painting to sell tonight, just because it's a little expensive, and that's normally what happens. Anytime we do like a milestone painting, they do have to be a little expensive, and people don't normally want to spend that much, which is fine. I get it. I totally get it, dude. I'll keep it myself and hang on to it for a bit, and maybe lower the price eventually, and maybe it'll sell. So, yeah, besides that, I love you guys. I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll get out of here. And, yeah, candles for London's mom, right? Ah, man, it tastes good. Okay, well, I love you guys. This one turned out fantastic. I hope you get a chance to try it, and if you do, please send it in to me. I didn't think it would only be 90 minutes and do the whole painting and the wrap-up and all that, so turned out fantastic, though. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'll hang out on TikTok for a little bit longer, so don't go away. I like to turn the camera around and see the comments and say goodbye to you guys and stuff. But for TikTok, or sorry, for YouTube and Facebook, I love you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for hanging out. Come back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the 1000th Painting Spectacular. It's going to be awesome. So, I've already got it planned out in my head. I can't wait until tomorrow. So, I love you guys. Take care. Have the rest of a good day. Bye-bye. Almost done, Bailey.